It's time for another episode of the Daily Blogcast for Internet Marketing, where every day we find all the best industry blog posts and turn them into something you can listen to, because you can't read. Now, here are your hosts, Mark and Brian.
Hey, welcome to episode number 88.
Wine Wednesday.
Wine Wednesday. All right.
Are you going to drink some wine?
Yeah. I was looking around.
For some wine?
Do we have a box here?
Oh, a box of wine.
Yeah.
You're a cheap date.
No, box wine's getting so good these days.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You say so.
And you don't have to worry, like you could take it to the beach and not worry about getting arrested for taking glass out there. Well, I guess you're not supposed to have alcohol either.
Not anymore.
That's right.
Thank you, Kevin Faulkner.
I know. Remember, one of the last times I had a great time drinking on the beach was when we took a keg out there and buried it in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Vaguely. It was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. I think it was dark beer too. So it got all warm by the mid-afternoon and you're like, oh God.
Yeah.
I got to drink this. All right. Well, we'll start off with a little bit of news. I think we only have one news article today.
Okay.
This is from Web Pro News.
Number one.
Since
you're counting.
Yep. Whack-A-Cuts. A new game. Have you played it yet?
No. Another Matt Cuts game?
Yeah. Can you believe that?
Yes. I think people just have way too much time on their hands.
I can't believe it. Well, I think it's becoming a little competition between coupon sites, because that last one was from a Net Vouchers or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And this one's from Love My Vouchers. And so,
okay.
But I don't really think these coupon sites are making any money off of it. I can't imagine.
Yeah. I think they're just getting...
they're getting backlinks.
Yeah, backlinks. That's it.
Yeah. So they have now there's a Matt Cuts Whack-A-Mole game. And I played it. It was kind of funny. And of course, he's saying different things in the background. Has a number of fun quotes from Cuts. Plays in the background as you whack him.
Mm-hmm. And
it's kind of funny. And when you smack him on the head, his mouth all opens
you're
up.
smacking him on the head? Because I wasn't sure what you meant by when you whack him.
Oh, yeah. It's whack-a-mole. With the hammer and you go punk, 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 punk.
I've heard whack used other ways, is all I'm saying.
Well, this is a
Mostly
clean, family-friendly podcast.
Okay.
And it says, inspired by Donkey Cuts.
Because if you whack Cuts just right, you go to the top of Google. You know that, right?
Yeah, great.
Your site gets re-indexed.
There goes the Daily Blogcast. Manual penalty.
Dude, we got to make a game like that. We have to make a game. We have to call it Whack-A-Cuts. We'll rename it or something like that. And then if you whack, and that'll be the subtitle. If you whack Matt just right, you get to the top of Google.
No.
And while you're getting up there, he'll give you little, you know how you gain points?
Yeah.
He'll make little statements ooh, I think your site's going higher in the SERPs.
Your content's better.
You've just been re-indexed.
Oh God.
Oh my God, we have to do this now. Because that would go viral.
Yeah, and lead to a de-indexation. Okay, so
that would be hilarious.
Inspired by Donkey Cuts, which was recently created by
I'm doing that game now.
Do it! Net Voucher Codes. Just go to any of those websites that make these games and find out where they got the code to make it. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you could whip it together in 30 minutes.
Oh, I'm going to whip it all right.
Yeah, I bet.
Then I'm going to whack it.
Great. Okay, so, Net Voucher Codes. We decided to have a go at making our own game in order to help out frustrated webmasters and SEOs everywhere. As Matt Cuts himself said recently in an interview, you never want to play whack-a-mole with a spammer. And this got us thinking that there must be as many people out there who would like to play whack-a-mole with him. And there's a tweet. There's a couple pictures of some tweets that went out. It was from Steve Welder, and he said, I think at Matt Cuts, hashtag, whatever. Not hashtag. That's whatever. What do you call those? I don't know. So I said, I think at Matt Cuts is better at whacking me than I'm at whacking him, but I enjoy it more. And then he put a link to the game. And then Matt Cuts responded to him saying, I scored 2760. How did you do? So he actually tried it.
Mm. So I'm sure he
Yeah, great.
I'm sure he whacks himself all the time.
Yeah,
probably every day.
But I like Chris Crumb's message that he put. Personally, I'm waiting for someone to take Dino Cuts and make a Rampage style game. That would be awesome.
Wait, what's Dino Cuts?
Like a little Matt Cuts dinosaur. That's
I see.
For Rampage.
Okay.
Where they're like busting down.
Oh, yeah, I remember that
like
now.
That.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, yeah, that would be fun. I like that game though. All right, so that's it in the news.
There's so many more jokes about whacking and Matt Cuts. I don't even know where to begin. That was too much. I'm overloaded with joke ideas right now.
Great.
So this is a post from Mike Chiasson. I don't know if you met Mike.
Yeah, Jason?
No, Mike Chiasson. I think it's how you say his last name. Chiasson. Anyway, he's a internet marketer. I kind of friends with the guy. I've known him for a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's got a blog, MikeChiasson.com. And he doesn't post in a while, but he posted, I started working with a hacker. And this doesn't have a lot of marketing stuff in it, but it's pretty interesting. So he said, I started working with a hacker. Mr. X enjoys the warm weather. In 2013, I got introduced to one of the most interesting people I've ever met. He jokingly claims to be an ex-NSA employee. To this date, I'm not sure if this is the joke or the truth, and that's trying to live a simpler life. He's not exactly the most secretive fellow, but goes by the ever-clever nickname of Mr. X. We came across each other as he was looking for some help to market a product teaching people basic computer security processes. Myself being an information technology professional and in the marketing scene, I was a great resource to help teach him about marketing his product. At some point, I made a deal with the devil and wagered 1 Bitcoin, at the time worth about $1,000, now thankfully $300, that he wouldn't be able to hack me. I mean, after all, I kind of know my stuff. Turns out I wasn't quite as secure as I think I am. I granted him remote access to my computer on a non-administrator account to prevent installing any programs. A week later, he was showing me account passwords for my various email accounts, FTP logins, root VPS access, pretty much everything.
Wow, that's scary.
It is scary. It didn't stop there. He had spidered access across accounts, basically penetrating other people's accounts through my contacts. In a week, he had accumulated over 300 logins.
Holy cow.
That's crazy, right? He said, I really thought he was totally messing with me. And then I watched him as he popped open like 30 different accounts. I was watching him crank open one after the other. A few of them were contacts in my address book. I was truly shocked how insecure we are and our society is in the internet age. He went on to show me how he did it all, the exact process, the methods to his madness. The techniques were amateur at best, but incredibly effective. So he goes on to say what he learned. First of all, we're all vulnerable to phishing attacks. It doesn't matter if you're an amateur or a pro. We're all susceptible to excellent social engineering. We talked about that before, like people just trying to trick you into typing in your password or that kind of stuff. Antivirus programs are practically useless. They never work. Mr. X claims that unauthorized penetration attempts are illegal in many geographic locations, but finding someone to enforce such crimes is tough. He claims that someone breaking into a high-level account, like a government, official, celebrity, etc., or using stolen credit card data can all of a sudden make this a very trackable crime. Letting a hacker onto your computer is not a good idea. Yeah, that's another thing he learned. Letting a hacker onto your network is an even worse idea. I witnessed numerous accounts popping up, all coming from my IP address. In a bad world, Mr. X could have easily made it look like I was the point man.
Yeah.
Another thing he said is to change your default router logins. And he said, there's always ways to protect yourself better. Always keep your files backed up. So he said, now that I know what's possible and how it happens, I can protect myself a little bit better. I'm never going to make that statement that I couldn't be hacked because I like I mentioned, everyone can, but knowing the means, methods, and reasons really helps you safeguard yourself a little bit better. I told Mr. X if we had a go again, he wouldn't be so lucky. He said, are you sure when I stick a Verizon sticker on my truck and show up in a hard hat that someone won't let me in to look at your network router?
That's true.
That's scary, actually, right?
Yeah.
Especially if it's like, if your, significant other is home.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I need to check your router.
Yeah.
Like, no one's going to call Verizon or Time Warner Cable or Comcast.
That's crazy.
They're going to be like, okay. And they might ask for ID, but it's not like they're going to call the company and wait on hold for an hour to find out if this guy is supposed to be here. Yeah. And if they just go look at your router, hey, what's the harm, right? Totally. I'm watching.
Dang, that's insane. Didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So he said the last thing he said is Project X, back to our original discussions. Now that I'm in the know a little bit better, we're working on putting together a guide to help people prevent these attacks. My goal is to finish this guide first because X is also working on a guide to show people how he goes about the process.
Great.
So he's got to get his guide out first to protect you against the other bad guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was, you can find that on episode 88, dailyblogcast.net. We'll link to Mike's blog and you can check it out.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I still occasionally buy that magazine. What's it called? Atari. Is it called Atari 2600 or something?
Oh, no. Just 2600.
Just 2600?
Yeah,
yeah, that's right. Atari. It's like Atari 2600. Why is it called
That was
Atari?
the video game console, and this is just called 2600.
But does that 2600 have any reference to Atari?
No, 2600 is I believe it's the hertz, the hertz of the tone that you blow that was for a blue box.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day. Don't ask me how I know that.
Yeah, no. I don't remember whistling in anything.
You can't whistle that high, dude. Come on. I guess some people can, but I think you need to whistle.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, so I read those every once in a while, and they're full of a bunch of crazy hacking stuff that I'm still surprised you could get away with.
Yeah, I started reading a book from, that famous guy, Kevin Mitnick, that hacker he's really famous.
That got busted in San Francisco?
I don't know where he was from, but he got busted. This is probably like 10 years ago, and he went to prison. It was a giant case, Kevin Mitnick.
Yeah.
And he wrote a book, I think it's called The Art of Something.
Yeah.
And it's really good, and it's all about, it's designed for people to read, to protect their companies and stuff, but it's all about this social engineering stuff.
Man,
and it's
crazy.
Just ridiculous. Like the stuff he presents is like, you're like, yeah, man, I would totally fall for that. Or,
yeah,
you know what I mean? It might seem a little suspicious, but then like just the laziness factor kicks in. Like I said, if the guy shows up from Verizon, right? Like if a guy showed up from my house like that, well, first of all, I don't have Verizon. So I'd be like,
right,
wrong house.
But if they would know.
Yeah. But if he had the right sticker, I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now...
And if they cut your cable or your phone line or something, like, oh, yeah, we're having problems in the area.
Right.
We need to check out
If you had a problem, you're like, it's working fine.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, wait, no, it's not. It's like, we can come in and look at your router real quick. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Dang, that's scary.
Let me plug this thumb drive into your computer to do some testing.
Exactly. And I don't consider myself nearly as dumb as everyone else.
Yeah. Well,
so
hopefully now you won't fall for that.
I know, but there's going to be something else I'm going to fall for.
Yeah, that's true. Any chick in a tight top come to your door, I think you're going to fall for that.
No, because I'm a good person.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so this article is from Search Engine Journal. 5 free and awesome tools to use hashtags wisely. And it said, many people credit Twitter with the origination of hashtags, but it was actually used in programs like IRC. What is that? Internet Relay Chat?
Ooh, wow. Hey, you knew that one. You missed USB the other day. What's USB again?
Oh, no. Universal serial bus.
Hey, check out the big brain on Brian.
Thank God. I'm not losing my mind.
You did it.
Okay, so yeah, it was used long before, like on IRC, allowing users to switch from room to room on their network. But these are a bunch of different tools and different ways to use hashtags to get the most out of them. And there's Twitter chat, and you could already do this just by typing in like chat into the Twitter box to see like if people put in the word chat followed by a hashtag, people are chatting about that specific topic.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but if
did you know that?
Yeah.
So wait, you just type in the word chat and then put a hashtag behind it?
Yeah, and that will get a group of people that are discussing that topic.
I'm going to try right now.
Okay. But what you could do is you could use some software like TW Chat, which will turn a collection of hashtags into a chat room. And so it actually looks like if you put in the chat followed by the hashtag while you're using Twitter chat, it'll bring up, I can't really describe it. You'll have to go to the dailyblogcast.net. What is this? Episode number 88?
Yeah.
And it just looks like a little chat box. You know, it's pretty cool. You'll see all the different users that are using that same hashtag. And then you could have conversations with numerous people. So that's pretty cool. And then number 2 is Tag Def, TAGDEF. And what that does is it's about how to decipher what bad or what hashtags, like if someone puts in a hashtag and you have no idea what it means, you could go there and figure out like what that hashtag stands for. So I guess there's a lot of, there's an unspoken rule that hashtags should always be kept very clean and easy to understand, but it's ignored quite a bit on social media. So you could go and you could, if you don't know what the meaning of a hashtag is, you could go and you could find out what it is. And you could also register hashtags that you create your own and put definitions in there. So just making it easier for everyone to figure out what a hashtag is. Number 3, this is just called Hashtags. And it's a website that has trending hashtags. And they're setting out to organize the world's hashtags. This site is managed to create the largest database on the web. They have analytics, how to articles, blog posts, a chat room, a forum, a hashtag dictionary, events, trending hashtags, popular hashtags, and more. And they also organize hashtags into categories. So that's kind of cool. And then Tagboard. Tagboard is used because their hashtags are not only on Twitter, they're everywhere now. They're on Pinterest, they're on Google+, AppNet, Instagram, everyone's using hashtags now, Facebook. And so what they do is they cover all those different hashtags on a cross-network type hashtag tool. Jeez. Okay. Too many times I have to repeat hashtag. Okay, so you add them to your tag board and it monitors them over each site. So it'll update them for all the different social networks that you're a part of, and it will update your tag board feed, and you could engage with those posts from your tag board using it as like a social media dashboard. So kind of makes it easier to use and for you to track specific hashtags. And then number 5 is Hashtagify Me, is hashtagify and then .me. And this is, it says, this advanced hashtag search works by showing you related hashtags, top hashtags, usage patterns, and in-depth analysis. And they also have active breakout alerts. So if something starts becoming really popular, starts trending, you'll be the first to know. And one of the best features is that trending hashtag feature, because if you're blogging on hot trends and stuff, a lot of people will just do trending topics on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, whatever. It'll pop out there even before anywhere else, because if you're already tracking those type of hashtags.
I see.
So there's numerous uses that you could use it for. It's the pulse of the social media world, and you need to use them properly to market yourself, your brand, or your business. But using or abusing relevant hashtags is one of the most effective ways to get not abusing relevant hashtags is one of the most effective ways to get retweeted more often and reach a wider audience. And I've found that quite a bit lately. I mean, at one point I was thinking of going after trending hashtags that are around blogging and podcasting, things along that line, and use those. But I mainly just stick to ones that are really relevant to whatever we're talking about. So every once in a while I'll put we have a new podcast and I'll make it a hashtag. So I'll have a pound podcast. Sometimes I'll do pound marketing and things. And I'm finding that people are finding us through those hashtags, and then they're following the Daily Blogcast. So it's definitely working out.
Wait, now you've got my attention. So what do you do exactly?
I'm using hashtags in some of our posts that we send out, like podcast or podcasting or marketing,
that's a good idea.
And stuff like that.
Why aren't you doing that before?
I don't know. It took me I really only started doing Twitter actively. I think one of the biggest problems that we were having with our marketing when we first started off was that we were pushing a lot of information. We weren't really engaging with a lot of people. And so over the past month, I've been trying to engage more with not only the people that write the blog posts, I'm trying to engage with them, get to know them a little bit better, have some interview opportunities coming up in the future. And some people have already reached out to us and asked are you guys doing interviews? And I said, yeah, we'll be doing them very soon. So hang in there. But I'm also finding a lot of our audience is finding us through the Twitter, the tweets, and the stuff on Facebook. So it's finally starting to pay off instead of just pushing information, trying to become more engaged. So it's good. You have to get on there more.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, that's another episode of the Daily Blogcast, and we will see you tomorrow.
See you guys.
You've been listening to the Daily Blogcast for Internet Marketing.
Visit our site, dailyblogcast.net, where you can find show notes and links to all of the blogs mentioned in this episode.
While you're there, make sure to sign up to our free newsletter so you're notified of new episodes and get a bunch of goodies delivered directly to your inbox.
Don't forget, we need your support, so do us a favor and log into iTunes and leave a rating and a review. It only takes a minute and they'll really help us out. See you tomorrow.
See ya!